Yo, yo, yo. Hey guys, welcome back to the Best Practices Show podcast. We are all about better practice, better life. And I heard about a dentist who changed his practice significantly to grow his production and take a lot more time off by niching his practice. And I thought, let's find out more. So I brought him on the podcast, and he shares everything on how to niche your practice, increase your production, and take a whole lot more time off. And lastly, most importantly, enjoy going to work. So please listen up. I hope you guys enjoy it, and we'll see you soon. Hey guys, welcome back to the Best Practices Show podcast. You know the jam here. I am out on this project to find some great thinkers, teachers, dentists, anywhere in the world to help you improve your practice and improve your life. And today we're going to be talking about how you can create a niche and start to do what you want to do, maybe be more profitable, maybe take more time away. And I've got my new friend, Haissam Dahan, right? Did I say that right? From Canada.
Perfect.
Who did exactly that in TMD and sleep. And he's going to tell us a little bit about his journey. Thanks for being on. I really appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm really excited.
Yeah. Well, get us caught up. First of all, I always like to start here. Who's behind the message? Give us a little bit of your bio. I would love to know.
Yeah, sure. I'd love to. So I'm originally from Lebanon. I was born in Lebanon and moved to actually the States first. I lived in Boston for a few years with my parents, and we eventually moved to Canada. And I studied dentistry at McGill University in Montreal, graduated 2001, and associated for a few years, about 7 years in Ottawa, where I'm currently living, which is the capital in Canada. And while associating, I was doing general dentistry, and just kind of found TMD, TMJ disorders and sleep quite fascinating, and just kind of started doing more and more, kind of dabbling in a few courses and mini residencies. And in 2011, so about, I guess then 10 years into being an associate all this time, I decided to go back and get more training. So I moved to the States, to Boston, and completed a facial pain fellowship in the Mass General Hospital. And I came back, and I opened my clinic, the Ottawa TMJ and Sleep Apnea Clinic. And, it's done very well. We're very busy. It's a referral-based practice, although I'm a general dentist. Other dentists refer to me. And now the past couple of years, I've been just kind of sharing some of my experience with other dentists, because I think many dentists are scared of pain, they're scared of sleep, but I've done really well in that niche, and I'd love to share more with your audience.
Yeah, I have so many questions, and go back to this. You mentioned you had 3 practices at one time. Let's talk about kind of the turning point for you. How did that evolve, and then why did you pivot?
Yeah, so I think when I finished my program, came back to Ottawa, believe it or not, I probably was very similar to most dentists. Although I did the whole program, I did not believe that I could make a living just doing TMJ and sleep. I hadn't ever seen it happen. and certainly no other dentist thought it was possible. So the first thing I did when I came back to Canada was not open the TMJ clinic, but to actually open a general dentistry clinic, which just shows you, my mindset at that time. I thought there's no way, I could do this for a living. My wife was pregnant with our first child then. And I'm like, okay, I have to act like a grown up here. So I opened a general dental clinic with a partner, and I decided to do TMJ and sleep on the side. And then the general dental clinic did well, and then with that partner, we opened a second clinic, and then I still had my TMJ clinic. So at one time, I had three clinics at the same time. I was working evenings and weekends and 6 days a week, just trying to, keep all three things going at the same time. And then I was kind of burnt out, to be honest. I realized that, there's more out there. I don't think, I had figured things out correctly. So I decided to scale back. I'm like, this is just not working. I had two sons then, and just not enough time at home, like literally, 2 weeks vacation, barely at that. So I decided to kind of really pivot and niche into the one thing I knew I was really good at, or that I could really position myself in as an expert, which was TMJ and sleep. And I guess the rest is history. I sold the other two practices to my partner, and I've been just doing my TMJ and sleep, and I haven't looked back.
Yeah. Good for you. Good for you. Did it feel risky at that time to,
Absolutely.
yeah.
You know what? My gut told me I was doing the right thing
Hmm.
at that time, and my accountant and my best friend thought I was crazy. Who Because one of the general dental clinic was just 3 years old. Like, we had just barely gotten it to become profitable. I gave the 3 years that you're not making any money, and then all of a sudden, when it was, I'm like, okay, time for me to sell and leave. And so it didn't make sense to a lot of people, but I knew it made sense for me and for my family. I wanted to have a better quality life. I wanted to spend more time with my family. And and I knew I enjoyed helping patients that have TMJ and sleep. And then so it was scary, but I thought I was doing the right thing.
Yeah. And so I'm so proud of you. Like, great job. And go back to what you said earlier. A lot of people are afraid,
Yeah.
especially the niche that you picked.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Well, a couple of things. Most people have a misconception, and maybe rightfully so, that dealing with TMJ or sleep, sorry, especially TMJ or pain patient, is going to be a nightmare. It's going to be very difficult. You're never going to be able to help them, and it's just going to be draining. And certainly, I experienced that at the beginning of my career, but I learned over time, what not to do. And I was at a crossroad at one time during that kind of burnout stage. I'm like, I could just give this up and just do general dentistry, and that's it. Or I could create the clinic that I want, create see the patients that I want to see, do the treatments I want, and then go for that. So that, those fears were there, but I didn't let it kind of take over. I'm like, put that aside. What do you want? If you could, create a clinic of your dreams, how would that look like? Well, then let's just do that, and forget everything else. So I think that's what scares others. That's what scared me. And also, you don't hear of other TMJ or sleep apnea clinics doing the numbers that I do now. And so, I never thought of that model. I didn't have other doctors that did these types of numbers, or had that time off, or enjoy their days. So I kind of had to kind of create that on my own, but I'm very blessed to be able to have done that.
Um, I'd love for you to share a little bit more. You can share what other numbers you want. I think my favorite thing that you shared was you now take 12 weeks off, which is great, and you only work 3 days a week, and that's powerful having more time, right?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm very blessed to just last year we're able to, we build $4 million in the practice, just doing TMJ and sleep and Botox, those three things really. And I'm the only provider there. I'm the only dentist in the practice, and we're able to do that. But what I'm most proud of is that, as you said, I work 3 days a week. I work Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And we're able to, the clinic's been able to produce those numbers. And I get 12 weeks off in a year. So we keep every month, either we have a week off or 2 weeks off. We've been getting more time off, not just with me, but for my team. I'm actually very, very committed to better work life for my team. So each team member gets 6 weeks off paid. So within the 12 weeks, half of them are off, and then half are just doing admin. And so they all get 6 weeks off in a year. So obviously, I have a very happy team.
Yeah, I love this. Let's take all this apart. Fundamentally, if I'm a general dentist, listen to this. What do I need to know about just your model? Like
Yeah.
how is your model different?
Yeah, so for one dentist to be able to produce that much of dentistry, it can't be all in my hands. So it is really an assistant-driven practice. So I delegate as much as I can to my team. I train them. I believe in their what they have to offer, and promote their independence. So anything that an assistant could do, they do. By the way, I don't have any hygiene. My practice is at this point mainly referral based. So a lot of dentists in my town, in my city, refer to me, and so I refer all my patients back to them. So we don't do any hygiene. We don't keep, the patients there. No restorative dentistry. It's strictly just TMJ treatments and sleep. And so my team is very well trained. I work in 3 rooms, but essentially I'm just going in and just kind of overseeing what's happening. My assistants summarize the follow-up appointments. I have a treatment coordinator that does most of the intake questions and presents the case to me. She already presents the treatment. She knows what types of treatments that I'll be suggesting, and gets the patient to accept treatment even before I enter the room. So it's really an assistant driven practice with lots of systems in place. So my whole team knows exactly what needs to be done. I always joke that it's like a opera or some sort of play. So like when we come in, everyone has a role, action. We start and we just kind of go. We start early, we finish nonstop. We do get a lunch though. We take a full hour off, but we still are able to be very productive. Basically, I created the perfect day, and we just duplicate it every single day. It looks the same. I say the same thing. I dress the same way. Everything is identical, and being consistent is really what's been the key.
Yeah, this is so great. And go back to the referral based aspect
Yeah.
of it, because that I would imagine that's like a big. So, how did you get started? What was your philosophy? And how did you present? It probably wasn't just dental professionals, but healthcare professionals. Take us on the marketing journey.
Yeah, so what most dentists don't realize, especially if they're interested in doing TMD or sleep, is that most dentists don't want to do that. And so if you get training and you have a passion or at least an interest in it, you don't have to market much. It's not like you are fighting, the other 100 or 1,000 dentists in your town for implants or for cosmetic cases. It's actually quite a low-hanging fruit. You just need to get the confidence and know how to treat it well, and then it's easy. So like why I'm here is just to tell people, if someone's interested, the success is actually waiting. Those numbers, the time off, the production is just there. You just have to actually go and get it. Because when I went, so at the very beginning, I was literally going to dental clinics and just giving brochures and referral pads, and I thought no one would want to refer to me. But I was shocked to realize that most dentists find it very tricky. They don't understand it. They're scared of it, so they'd rather refer it out. And so the marketing strategy is just go meeting doctors, meeting dentists. As you said, it's not just dentists. ENTs will refer to me. Sleep physicians refer to me. Neurologists refer to me. So chiros, physios. So we can offer something that helps other doctors, and that's really was my probably after a couple of years, I realized, they're not doing me a favor. In fact, I'm doing them a favor, because they have these patients that they don't know how to treat. They're stumped. They want to help. So then you go in with a sense of confidence and of service. So you're not going, oh, would you refer to me? I'll take good care of your patient. You're actually going in and saying, hey, I do know that you have patients that have failed CPAP, and you're wondering, what to do with them. I treat, sleep through dental appliance therapy. I'm highly trained, and I'll take good care of your patients. I follow the American guidelines, XYZ, and then they'll refer to you. So it's a mind shift of being a lack, thinking that you need something from them, to feeling you're actually offering something to them, and going there with a sense of pride.
Yeah. Yeah. I have so many questions. And again, this is so cool to listen to. Now, you're in Canada, and
Yes.
I do get these questions, so I'll just pass them along
Sure,
to
yeah.
you. The majority of our audience is in the US, and so can you describe the systems that are different, even for billing or insurance, that people may not understand about Canada?
Sure. Yeah. So I studied in the States, but I'm originally from Canada, and I'm practicing here in Canada. In Canada, my training, I'm considered a general dentist. Although I'm limiting my practice to these two things, I'm still considered a general dentist. So therefore, what I'm doing is very applicable to your audience, in that I am just a general dentist. I can't say I'm a specialist in anything. I'm just a dentist doing these things. In Canada, it's actually a little bit harder to do things. Our college, I'm in Ontario, our dental college is quite restrictive. So our websites, the way I promote myself, we can't say, dentist specializing in this thing, or an expert in this thing. So, I work with SEO companies and marketing agencies from the States. And I know it's a little bit easier for you guys. In fact, it's tougher here. Like I always have to tell them, you can't use these words. We can't say specialist. We can't say specializing. You can't say state of the art. Like, it's quite restrictive, unfortunately, but it is what it is. And I've been able to do this, these numbers and this type of success with all these restrictions. So I'm sure in the States, it'll be easier. Insurance wise and coverage, it's easier and difficult at the same time. It's a little bit easier than you guys, and a little bit more difficult in some ways, especially regarding sleep. So getting reimbursements for sleep. I know in the States, it's billed medically, and it's a different system. So some dentists find that very difficult to kind of oversee and understand. So then in the States, because I train some dentists in the States in this, and I know they've had some difficulties. In Canada, it's a little bit easier because you can just bill as a dentist without needing a different type of medical billing numbers and stuff. However, in Canada, most people don't have coverage for these types of treatments within our insurance providers, dental and medical. So most people actually pay out of pocket. So I've had to learn how to really sell in a ethical way. So we rarely we bill through insurances. In fact, all our patients pay up front, and then we just give them the forms for them to look into it on their own. So one of my things I've really kind of perfected is our sales approach and how to speak to patients to get them to share with us what they really want. And then we speak in ways to kind of get them to be ready to commit to helping themselves through using the right psychology, the right terms, offering the best experience there. So that they come back, they do treatment, and not only that, but they refer friends and family, which they do all the time.
Yeah, that's so great. And then, put us on the map as far as TMJ and sleep. Where do you think this probably, I shouldn't say the word probably. This is not going away. TMJ problems and the airway sleep conversation is a big one. What do you anticipate the future looks like of this?
Yeah, the industry and the field itself is just going to increase. So a smart dentist will be at the forefront of that, learn the skills, offer that very early on, be that person in their town, in their city, wherever they're at, because most dentists aren't still doing this. And if you're already in the game a year or two or three or five before anyone else, well, you will dominate the market. And that's what I ended up doing, a couple of years ago. And, there's other dentists that came after me, but my name now is well known in the community, and I am known for giving excellent treatment and excellent service. So it's hard then for a dentist that refers to me to go elsewhere. So same thing with your audience, your listeners. If they start early, they'll be ahead of the game, and this game is only going to get bigger and bigger because as people are work is more people are sitting, and people are food wise, we're not eating healthier things. So in fact, there's an epidemic with obesity. People are just getting more overweight, and apnea is associated with weight. So the more people are unhealthy and they weigh more, they're likely to have apnea. So apnea prevalence, it just is increasing actually year by year. So more and more people have apnea just because of our lifestyles. Number two is there's more information. People know more about apnea and what it is. So more people are getting tested and then getting diagnosed. So just by our knowledge and with our lifestyle, sleep and apnea, airway, is only going to be of a bigger demand. Same thing with pain in TMJ. Life is only getting more stressful, unfortunately. Although we come up with all these great technologies, it's only making our life a little bit more stressful. And so many of us are on our phones and our laptops. Posture, bad posture. So year by year, I just see more and more of a higher prevalence. And actually, the research shows this. More people have TMJ dysfunctions now than 10 years ago, more than 20 years ago, and same thing with sleep. So it's only actually increasing. So if you jump into that kind of field now, you're only going to benefit yourself.
Yeah, this is so cool. And you made the decision to niche your practice. What do most dentists get wrong around the concept of niching? What do you think they miss on that piece?
Yeah, so niching doesn't mean some people do this when they're slowing down. They decide just to pick one or two things that they like and do that, and that's great. But what I did is, while still young, I'm like, uh, I want to do, there's a book called The One Thing, where you kind of just find the one thing that, or the 80/20 principle. Just, what can I do that'll give me the most bang for my buck? What can I do that'll make me an expert? Why would I want to be a dentist similar to the thousand in my city, and try to compete through social media and this and that? How about I compete with only three other people that are doing this, and then put my marketing into just being better than those three people? And then uh, that's what I did. So niching is actually, if you do this early and you go all in, it's not that difficult, and the rewards are actually endless. Like we've actually increased our production year by year, believe it or not, million every year, just by introducing something else. Like a couple of years, we introduced Botox into the practice. And then I got busy, and then I hired a nurse to do Botox for us. And then that just, catapulted us to a different level in production, because I now had a second provider, kind of like hygiene, that's just there, that's just doing Botox injections, and they come back on a regular basis. So it's not that there's so much out there within TMJ and sleep that most dentists don't kind of consider.
Yeah. This is so great. I know that people are going to be listening to this, and they're going to want to know more. And I know you help people do this or think about this, but we're going to tell them where to go. But before we do that, give us some final thoughts on this entire concept.
Yeah, I would say that the whole reason why now we teach and I'm teaching this is because, I've been able, first of all, I'm very blessed, and I thank God for all the blessings I have to be able to work 3 days a week, to have so much time off for my family, for my kids, and, make money that I never thought was possible. And so I'm grateful for what I've been given, and I want to give that back to other dentists. And it's not difficult. It's easy. Most dentists think, oh, I wouldn't touch TMJ. I wouldn't do that. It's just so complicated. But as I actually joked with you before we started, is my treatment coordinator, one of my assistants, I joked in that she bosses me around, in that she knows what I'm going to suggest to the patient before I do. And so she goes and already discusses a treatment plan with them. And then they already say yes, even before I come in the room. And then she's like, okay, I told them this, go and don't screw it up. Basically, it's so easy that my assistant can do it. So imagine if a dentist just kind of put in those hours to learn and figure out how to do this. It's a dream come true, and I'd love others to do that. So no one, people shouldn't be scared.
Yeah, this is so great. I'm so glad you and I were able to connect. This is awesome, and I'm proud of you. Like, keep up the good work. So
thank you, Kirk. Yeah, this is a wonderful. Thanks for the offer to come here and to speak to you and to your audience.
Yeah, well, I always love great stories that give people time back and help capture their passions. So thank you for
and help
sharing.
people. Everything I do here, we're healing, we're saving lives. People have apnea that don't wear CPAP, they're gonna die early. So it's a really which I didn't mention, but it's really a rewarding career.
Yeah, well, you're doing some great stuff. So thank you again. I appreciate you. So let's stick around until we say goodbye to everybody else. But thank you guys for listening to the Best Practices Show. This is a great story. So thank you.
You want to know where they can reach me?
Yes. Can you tell them where to reach you?
Okay, so I'm on LinkedIn. If anybody's interested to chat with me, you can go on LinkedIn. I also do coach dentists to learn how to implement TMD and sleep into their practices, and I do that through my learning center called the Dahan Center. So Dahan Center, so Dahan, my last name, and center. and you can learn more about the program, or just send me a message and we can chat there. So either LinkedIn or through my center, Dahan Center.
Yeah. So make sure you guys check that out. If you're not taking notes, don't worry, we're taking notes for you. There will be links right in the show notes that you guys can click on and check it out and learn more. So thank you again. I really appreciate you.
It's been fun. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for listening. And as always, keep sending us suggestions for things you guys want to see. We're lining them up. We've got an incredible lineup this fall. So until we see you guys next time, or you hear from us next time, keep watching or keep listening to the Best Practices Show. You guys enjoy your day.